You're watching a Satluj TV News special. I'm Angus Scott in London. Maharajah Ranjit Singh, the Lion of the Punjab, was a brilliant military leader who ruled over the Sikh Empire during the first half of the 19th century. The empire stretched across northern modern-day Pakistan and northeast India until it was eventually conquered by the British in 1849. However, under Ranjit Singh's rule, the Sikh Empire was a flourishing society and it became famed for its religious tolerance. In a region already stained with a bloody history, his rule stood out as a golden age of peace and security, welcoming all races and religions within its society. And it's in this context that an almost forgotten episode of both Jewish and Sikh history, Ranjit Singh's empire became the safe haven for a whole community of Jews in their hour of need. As the Sikh Empire thrived, 1,000 miles or more away in Iran, Sunni and Shiite Muslims were suffering a turbulent period, racking the city of Mashhad, today Iran's third largest city. Regarded as a holy city by Shiite Muslims, no non-Muslim was allowed to live in Mashhad. Yet, despite this, Mashhad was also home to a small Jewish population. Half a century earlier, the infamous Persian ruler Nader Shah had conquered both the Punjab region and large parts of India in a bloody feast of violence. He plundered the priceless heritage of Punjab and India, bringing it back with him to Mashhad. But as a Sunni Muslim, he remained insecure in his home city, where the larger population were Shiites. So as a result, he forced scores of Jewish families against their will from across the region to relocate to Mashhad and charged them with the protection of his treasures. He housed the Jews in a newly built ghetto, Idgah, where they lived as dhimmis or second-class citizens, and they were treated as such by the rest of the city's inhabitants. Yet, despite their ill treatment, Mashhad's Jews built a successful society within Idgah, growing lucrative businesses that attracted trade and industry from across Persia. But slow and bitter resentment against their success grew, until 90 years after their arrival, it all ended in violence. In 1839, during the Muslim festival of remembrance of Imam Hussein, the founder of the Shiite sect, a young boy falsely accused a Jewish woman of naming her dog after the Imam, a deep insult. Already fizzing with religious fervour, the Shiite Muslims of the city took the accusation at face value and turned on the Jews. Thus began a wave of violence that swept through the Jewish quarter. Women were raped, 30 were murdered in cold blood, and the synagogue burnt to the ground. It ended when the Jews were given a final ultimatum: convert to Islam or all their children would be massacred. Faced with this, 300 converted, but continued to practice their Jewish religion in secret. But over time, the Jews escaped the persecution, and aware of the deeply tolerant society that existed in Punjab, under Maharajah there, they fled to Punjab. And there they made the Babu Mohalla neighbourhood of Rawalpindi their new home, where they were welcomed by their Sikh hosts. Under the benign umbrella of the Sikhs, who by tradition both allowed and protected the free practice of any religion within their borders, they once again flourished, building synagogues, businesses and industry, which helped the Punjab prosper. As the Sikh Empire died away after 1849, the Jews remained in Rawalpindi for nearly a century until partition, after which most fled to Bombay with the division of Punjab, and Rawalpindi fell into the newly created Islamic Pakistan. By the 1960s, all had left. Yet all these years later, the story of the Sikh Empire providing safe haven to a small Jewish population remains largely forgotten. But it deserves remembering to remind the world of that period in history, when Sikhs did have a homeland of their own, and it proved to be a beacon of peace, prosperity, and above all, religious tolerance. You've been watching a Satluj TV News special, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below, or indeed drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching for Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London.